Good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome to the Open Institute of Technology Graduation 2026, finally. A special welcome to this side of the room, to the families. You're the ones that I want to acknowledge first. The partners, the parents, the children. You grew up hearing about another assignment, another deadline, one more lecture to watch. Now, I'm afraid you don't get a degree certificate today, but your support and your encouragement is one of the reasons that we're all here. My name is Matt Simmons. I'm your host for the afternoon. I'm often referred to as the S of QS. I co-founded a company that publishes the QS World University Rankings. They're viewed by more than 60 million people every year. It's not a career path that I had planned. But the QS rankings, they compare institutions with each other, from Oxford to MIT, from Politecnico to Peking University. Now, I've visited extraordinary universities and institutions all over the world, and I'm here today because I believe that OPIT is building something that most of those universities are struggling and only beginning to imagine. From number 1 to number 1001, rankings imply that one school is better than another. Perhaps it's a little strange for the guy that helped to create those rankings. I do not believe that there is one best university, but I absolutely believe that there is one best university or institute of technology for each of us, which brings us to today, the OPIT Graduation 2026 and your shared achievements of the past years. I was introduced to the founders, Riccardo, Ocleppo, and the rector, Professor Profumo, in the very first year of the institution's creation, before ink had settled on a European accreditation, before there were students, before any of this existed. I wrote about the company in Forbes, and I remember thinking back then, this is going to be something special. Now, 3 years later, the bachelor's and master's graduates simultaneously here in Malta, students from across the globe, a faculty that connects academic rigor with the real world of technology and innovation, and a vision that didn't just adapt education to the future, it started there with the future. Now, many of you studied for this degree. Some of you were holding down a job, raising children. You're navigating everything that life throws at you, and yet you have the ambition to want more from life. And that is the remarkable achievement of today. You're not people who stumbled into a degree. You're people who chose a degree, alongside your jobs, alongside your families, alongside everything else. And because you understood that the world isn't changing, and you intend to be ready for it. You're the kind of people that OPIT was built for. And it's you and your achievements, your determination, your talent, your hard work that we are here to celebrate. So I'm deeply honored to share this day with you and to meet your families and celebrate together. This is your day, and you've absolutely earned it. So, let's begin. Our first speaker is a child of Malta. Roberta Metsola has served as the President of the European Parliament since January 2022. She's the youngest person ever to hold that office, and only one of 3 women in the Parliament's history to do so. She's born here in Malta, educated at the University and the College of Europe, and she has been a voice for ambition, competitiveness, and democratic values at the highest level. She recorded this message specifically for you, today's OPIT graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, Roberta Metsola.
Dear graduates, today is a day to celebrate your achievement, your perseverance, and all the choices that you made to get here. For many of you, this has not been a traditional path, but let me tell you, the world you are graduating into is not traditional either. My parents lived in a time when you studied, you worked, and then you retired. That was the cycle. But that is not how it works anymore. The idea that education is something we complete at one stage of life is not realistic, and I think you know that better than most. As Open Institute of Technology graduates, you are part of a new way of thinking on higher education, a model that reflects the reality of the world you are stepping into. You understand that this may be the end of your degree, but it is not the end of your learning. During your time at OPIT, you have gained many technical skills, and I have no doubt you will apply them well. But make no mistake, what you have learned about critical thinking, adaptability, and ethical judgment will matter just as much in the long term. A technological revolution may change what we do. It may change how we work, how we learn, and how we solve problems. But it does not have to change who we are. That choice belongs to us. So as you take this next step, do so with confidence. Not because the path ahead is certain, but because you have what it takes to navigate it. Keep learning, keep building, and keep shaping the future you want to see, because our future truly depends on people like you. Congratulations, and well done.
There are people that talk about the future of education, and there are others that build the future of education. Professor Francesco Profumo is such an individual. A distinguished engineer, academic leader, he has served as Italy's Minister of Education, University and Research. He was the President of the National Research Council of Italy, and as Rector of the Politecnico di Torino, one of Europe's great technical universities. He brings to OPIT not just intellectual distinction, but a rare combination of scientific depth and institutional wisdom. Professor Profumo brings the belief in you, and he brings kindness. The Rector, if I can invite you to the stage, OPIT's Rector, Professor Francesco Profumo.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you to all of you. This is my second time in Malta. I've been here last year for the first graduation. For the first graduation, we had the graduation only of the master, because it was the first time. Today, it's a real complete graduation, and I'm very happy for this. And I'm very happy to be here and to be with you, with your family, and with some children that I saw around that are the next generation that we want really to help for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished faculty, proud families and friends, and above all, our graduates. Today is not a simple graduation ceremony. Today is a beginning. Beginning for you, a beginning for OPIT, and in many ways beginning for a new idea of what education can become in the age of artificial intelligence. Last year, we celebrated the first graduates of our master programs. Today, for the first time in the history of OPIT, we celebrate both our bachelor and master graduates. This matters because the first graduates of a university do not simply receive a degree. They leave a mark, they shape a culture, they define an identity, and they open a path that others will follow. And today, each of you becomes part of the story. You are among the first generations in human history educating alongside artificial intelligence. Think about this for a moment. Previous generation learned how to use computers. Your generation is learning how to collaborate with intelligent systems. This is not a small technological transition, it's a civilization transition. The previous industrial revolution changed on how humans worked. Artificial intelligence is beginning to change how humans think. And this changes everything. How to learn, how to work, how to communicate, how to govern societies, how to create knowledge, and even how to understand ourselves. You are graduating at the moment in which the world is being rewritten in real time. Geopolitics is unstable, technology evolves faster than the institution, entire industries are transforming. The boundaries between a physical and digital reality is disappearing. Uncertainty is no longer the exception. It's the environment in which your generation will live and lead, and this is precisely why your education matters so much. Because universities can no longer simply transmit knowledge, knowledge is everywhere. Artificial intelligence can already generate information instantaneously. The real challenge now is different. The real challenge is how to interpret knowledge, how to connect ideas, how to ask the right questions, how to make a responsible decision, and how to remain deeply human in a technological age. This is why OPIT was created, not simply as an online university, but as a university designed for a world that is global, digital, interconnected, and continuously evolving. Many universities are adapting the past to the present. OPIT was born directly inside the future, and this vision is already visible in this room today. Students from different countries, different culture, different professional backgrounds, connected by a shared ambition to understand and shape the technologies that are redefining our century. Artificial intelligence is not just another technology. It's becoming a new infrastructure of society, like electricity, like internet, like language itself. It will influence finance, healthcare, education, manufacturing, energy, science, creativity, and public institutions. But technology alone does not create progress. Human beings do, and for this reason, your technical competencies will be important, but they will not enough. Your future leadership will depend on something deeper: your capacity for critical thinking, your ethical judgment, your imagination, your resilience, your curiosity, and your ability to continue learning throughout your entire life. Because your generation will not have one profession, you will have multiple transformations. You will need to learn, unlearn, and relearn continuously. And perhaps this is the most important lesson of all. In the age of artificial intelligence, education cannot end with graduation. Education becomes a permanent dimension of life, a continuous process of adaptation and growth. This is why lifelong learning is no longer optional. It's essential, and yet, despite the extraordinary power of technology, I believe something fundamental remains true. The future will not be shaped by artificial intelligence alone. It will be shaped by the values of the people who design it, guide it, regulate it, and use it. And this gives your generation an extraordinary responsibility, because in the age of the artificial intelligence, being human becomes an even greater responsibility. The world does not simplify, need better algorithms. It needs wiser people, people capable of combining innovation with responsibility, speed with reflection, intelligence with humanity. And this is my hope for all of you, that you will not only become successful professionals, but builders of trust, builders of knowledge, builders of a responsible innovation, builders of a better society. Today, you graduate from OPIT, but more importantly, today you become ambassadors of a new education vision for the world. A vision in which education is global, flexible, continuous, connected to reality, and capable of evolving as fast as the world itself. You are not simply entering in the future. You are helping create it. And the history will remember your generation not for using artificial intelligence, but for deciding what kind of humanity it would serve. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you.
In this age of artificial intelligence, I admitted to the team at OPIT I was a little nervous for this event. So they said, it's okay, we have you covered. We're going to give you something to help. So I carry this around with me all afternoon. If Professor Profumo captures what OPIT stands for, our next speaker is the person responsible for making that vision an academic reality, program by program, course by course, and student by student. Professor Lorenzo Livi, his research sits at the intersection of machine learning and complex dynamic systems. He has held positions at leading universities across the UK, Canada, and Italy. And he's brought all of that expertise to OPIT as the Dean and Academic Director. Professor Livi.
All right. Good evening, everyone. So that's my first time in Malta. It's a very nice place, and I'm very happy to see this room full of students, graduates. So that's very big achievement for OPIT. And so what can I say? I'm going to follow along the lines of Professor Profumo. But first of all, I think we need to thank we need to thank for sure the OPIT team, starting from the faculty. So we built this faculty something like 3 years ago, and it's still an ongoing process. We recruited people from all around the world, right? Many countries, I will say, many different backgrounds, with a mixed background coming from academia and industry. And I'm very proud of what we built. So I can say that what we are doing at OPIT is a bit of a new thing in the university, because what we have in terms of faculty is a kind of a new type of professor, if you want, a professor that can convey conventional topics that you can find in books, but also will bring you the reality of industry. And that's key, I guess it's the key advantage of OPIT over other institutions. But beyond the faculty, we need to thank also the OPIT team. And there are many people that work behind the scenes that probably you never met, and they make things happen. So a big thank you to the entire OPIT team, and that's it, of course, also the management. So Professor Profumo said that we live in a new world, in a world that is changing, that is, if you want, I don't want to say driven by the AI, but we are living alongside AI today. So that's a fact. And I will say AI is affecting everything, right? Industry, but also education, for sure. It's affecting education in many different ways, from the learning experience of students to research. So it's affecting 100% of the educational journey of people. And I will say that it's very important, the role of higher education institute today more than ever, because it's very important to keep the humans in the loop, especially when it comes to learning. So AI should be seen as a tool, not as a replacement for learning, for sure. And it's very important that we convey you this message in our programs. So I would like to conclude with a question for the graduates. So I think you are still the judge of what we have built, right? So not today, maybe tomorrow, you should think about your role, the entire journey with us, and think about whether it was more like another line in your CV, so like a check mark, I did it, great, or you got something more out of this journey, something that you cannot simply get by browsing online and getting information anywhere. So if we manage to give you something more than another line on your CV, then we have succeeded, I guess. Thank you very much.
You guys thought that you were done when you'd completed your thesis, but you now have one more question. So before you get coffee, before we give you your degrees, we'll take your answers on that one. Stay foolish and stay hungry. Famous words pronounced by Steve Jobs in the commencement address at Stanford University 21 years ago. Now, this is just between us, but if I can tell you something about the founder of OPIT that you won't read in the official biography, that's okay, huh? Yeah, Riccardo, you're okay with this? The guy's crazy. I mean, frankly, he's totally unreasonable, but in the best possible way. He looked at an industry, higher education, that has been doing the same things the same way for over 500 years and decided to do it better. 3 years later, and here we are, EU accredited, first bachelor and master's graduates, Europe's first professional doctorate in applied AI, and 1,000 students on the horizon. Now that doesn't happen through luck, it happens through the kind of commitment and a brilliant thinking that Riccardo brings to everything. Ambitious about where you're going, honest about how you're going to get there, and absolutely unwilling to cut the corners that matter. Riccardo Ocleppo, please join us at the stage.
Thank you, Matt. You created a lot of expectations, so I was starting to worry when you said Steve Jobs. I said, oh my God, he's comparing me to. So, thank you. Dear OPIT graduates, thank you to all of you who made it here to Malta. It is wonderful to see you and your families, and I hope you will enjoy meeting your classmates in person. And of course, congratulations to all the graduates, both here and online. I know that many of you completed the degree while working, managing families, handling personal responsibilities, and living your daily lives. Some of you entered technical domains that were new and demanding, and all of you studied complex subjects in a world that doesn't really slow down to make space for education. I personally admire how you were able to challenge yourself, work consistently, and ultimately prove that when ambition is combined with discipline, it leads to amazing results. So congratulations again to all our 2026 graduates. For me, personally, this is a proud moment because I can clearly see the path that led us here. The sweat, the discussions, and the hard work with the team, the tough decisions, but most of all, the excitement of building something so impactful on people's lives. So seeing you here today makes all the effort feel meaningful and motivates us for what lies ahead. In just 3 years, OPIT has positioned itself as the go-to institution for modern applied degrees in technology. This year, we will reach 1,000 students from all over the world with a consolidated academic offering spanning from bachelor's to the newly launched professional doctorate in applied artificial intelligence, which is the first program of its kind in Europe. Going forward, we want to consolidate this positioning. And to do so, we will need to keep adapting and evolving quickly. Why? Because the world around us is running fast. And so as an institution, we must listen to market signals, to the feedback by you, the alumni, and by the current students, to the faculty input, and to the industry needs, because we need to keep running fast ourselves. And whenever we have to make a choice, we will always prioritize long-term value over short-term convenience. In education and in life, shortcuts almost never create a lasting impact. To conclude, I would like to share something personal with you as a takeaway. This is a quote from our rector, Professor Profumo, who is also my mentor. And at the end of meetings where we discuss ambitious plans and ideas, Professor Profumo sometimes says, slowly, slowly. And he says that with a very specific meaning, that if you place the right brick on top of the previous one, with the right strategy, with passion, without skipping the essential steps, you can ultimately build something amazing in the long run. And in the end, you may also discover that you've gone much faster than you thought possible. So why am I saying this? Because we live in a world that often celebrates fast growth, fast outcomes, and seemingly easy success. But I personally see things differently. In business, in education, and in life, meaningful results, most of the times, come from consistency, passion, and patience. So my advice for you is don't rush blindly. Be ambitious, but also be patient. Know where you're going, build solid foundations, keep learning, and keep raising your own bar, and results will come. So congratulations once again to the class of 2026 and to your families. And thank you to our faculty and to the whole OPIT team and community. Thank you.
There's one detail for the advice from Professor Profumo. The two of them were in a meeting, but they were driving in a car. They were on the streets of Torino, and Professor Profumo was obviously encouraging Riccardo, hey, slowly, piano, piano, right? Our keynote speaker today is someone who lives at the intersection of where OPIT graduates are heading, where technology meets the decisions that real organizations are making. Zorina Alliata is the Director of AI Enablement at Wolters Kluwer, and she brings deep expertise from strategy and implementation from her previous role as the Principal AI and General AI Strategist at Amazon and AWS. She worked there with global enterprises to translate technology and its possibilities into reality. She's a faculty at Georgetown University, and many, of course, know her as faculty here at OPIT. She serves as the chair of the Artificial Intelligence Community at Anita B, and it's an organization that is dedicated to advancing women in technology. Exactly the kind of person that OPIT was built to produce more of. If I may invite you to the stage, Professor Zorina Alliata.
Good afternoon, everyone. So great to see you all. Dear graduating class of 2026, welcome to the rest of your life. To your families who made this possible, thank you, and to the faculty who held the door open for each and every student here, thank you. I want to start with a story, and it's not an inspiring one, it's kind of an embarrassing one. Years ago, I was a senior engineer at a famous technology company. Good job, good products, real work. And one day my manager told me, hey, Zorina, we need a presentation for the CEO, and you're the best person to do it. And I said, of course. That presentation took me 2 full weeks. 2 weeks while actual engineering work waited. Every day I had to change the colors, the buttons, and I had several meetings about the font size. At the end of those 2 weeks, I had 30 slides, and they were beautiful. And the CEO reviewed it for 2 minutes. So I remember sitting at my desk thinking, was that real work? Did those 2 weeks really need to exist? And that question has kind of followed me throughout my career, right? And today, on the day that you walk into the world of work, I believe it is important, it's an important question for all of us to answer. AI is here, yes, we all know it. It is affecting us, but it's also forcing a reckoning of what real work really is. And I can give you some numbers, because numbers are always good at telling the stories. In the latest McKinsey study, almost 60% of US work hours are technically automatable with technologies that exist today. 60% of what people are working on can be automated today. This is not about future AI, this is today's technology. Demand for AI fluency in job postings has grown 7 times in the last 2 years. And 1 in 10 positions in advanced economies already requires AI as a baseline. Workers with AI proficiency command a 23% salary increase. This is the reality of the industry you're going in. And here's a very interesting number that really matters to me. Almost 80% of the estimated value that AI should bring in the next few years comes not from replacing people, but from redesigning how people and AI work together. And the value, it's not in just the automation. It is in the redesign of our work. Just automating its tasks is not enough. The organizations that are winning right now in the real life in industry are the ones that started from the customer experience and reimagined the entire workflow, and then asked AI to amplify where matters. This is not the first time that work has been redefined. We had the electricity, the internet, the printing press. Every technology revolution has done the same thing. It destroyed the boring and the tedious, and it elevated the meaningful. It cleared away the forgettable and made room for the unforgettable. AI is doing it again, and this is faster than it ever happened before. So let me go back to my PowerPoint, because those 2 weeks were not just a personal failure of some kind. Those are a symptom of something endemic. Every large organization runs 2 parallel economies at once. The first produces things that the customers value, products that are shipped, problems that are solved, experiences that really help someone. The second produces things that the organization values. Status meetings about the status meetings, approval chains with 12 steps, reports that are prepared, take forever, and never read by anyone. And yes, presentations to the CEO that exist there not to inform anything. AI is automating the first economy, but it will expose the second. And we're seeing that happening already. When AI can route, summarize, synthesize the information for us, a lot of the layers that are now doing that become unnecessary, and with that, a lot of waste. The performance theater, if there is a lot in your company, right, will be stripped bare. So my principle for you as you walk into this new world, start from your customer always. Not from the technology, not from the process, not from the org chart. From the person at the end of what you're building, and ask, what do they actually need? What would make their experience genuinely better? And trace every single workflow back to that question, eliminate anything that doesn't answer that. Then and only then, apply AI to amplify what's left. So once you've done that, once you've cleared away the busy work and the empire building, what remains is the real work, the work that the history will remember. The real progress in every era was made by the anonymous. There were 400,000 engineers who built the Apollo spacecraft, but only 3 names got the glory. Katherine Johnson calculated the orbital trajectories by hand for decades before anyone knew her name or told her story. There is one person in every organization who will quietly fix what was broken, who will stay late because they wanted to, because they cared, and who went way beyond what was asked of them. That person has always been the most important person in the room, and in this AI age, they have a chance to do that and become and be worth more than ever. I want to say something that I believe with every fiber. You are the luckiest generation of builders in human history. The barriers between vision and execution have never been lower. And I know we have a couple of real examples of people who built amazing things during that time at OPIT. What once required a team of 10 can now be built by one person with a clear idea and with the right tool. What once took months can now take days. What once demanded an entire data science department with very expensive engineers can now be started on your laptop this afternoon. And here is the thing about AI. The skills that you have built, the capabilities that your education has sharpened, they are not going away. They're just changing context as things are moving. And the skills most resistant to automation are coaching, negotiation, leadership, and the ability to care for your customer and for another human being. These are the very bottom of the exposure list. No matter how powerful AI becomes, it cannot feel the moral weight of a decision. It cannot stand up and say, I am accountable for this. And it cannot earn the kind of trust that it's built slowly through demonstrated care over time. It cannot look at the world and feel the distance between what is and what should be. The center of gravity moved from producing routine outputs to framing, validating, influencing, and applying judgment. And that is all in your domain. The influence that comes from expertise and from care. That is what you were trained for, and that's what your degree represents. And the grit that brought you to this stage today, the persistence, the late nights, the moments you wanted to quit but didn't, that is the most valuable thing you own. Because grit, rooted in genuine care for other people, is the engine of every breakthrough that had ever mattered. Your creativity, your problem solving, your judgment, and that fire that comes from wanting to help your fellow human beings, those are the commodities you need to cherish, expand, and never let an algorithm optimize away. And a word to the leaders in this room, the ones who will manage teams, run their own organizations, decide what work looks like for people around you. The AI era is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to build organizations that reward the real things and the real work. Not the best presenters, not the best political navigators, not the person who managed something, but the person who built a thing, the person who solved the problem, and the person who stayed because they believed in the mission. So reward the doers, reward the builders, reward those who dare, and reward the ones who care. The future belongs to organizations where people come to work not because they have to climb a ladder, but because they want to be there and they believe in what they're building. And they build it without worrying about the PowerPoint presentation to the CEO. It will be great because it will be real, creative, empathetic, ethical, and vetted through your experience and your care. The AI tools are here and ready to use. The problems are vast and real and urgent. And the world is waiting for what you are going to build. So go, build something real, and congratulations.
The OPIT community is more than 75 nationalities from all over the world, the students and the faculty and staff. And the fact that it was important for Zorina to join us from Washington, D.C. You may have seen on the laptop there was a badge here that said NASA. It's a direct flight from Washington to Malta. It takes 22 minutes. Brilliant. The rest of today is about you. I think this is the moment we've been waiting for. You gave a teaser a moment ago, Zorina, because we will have students that will be on this stage. They will be graduates at that point, presenting their capstone projects to give all of us a taste for the sort of future that you are building. We're going to do the graduate call. And I just want to take a moment. I'm going to be watching the screens behind me because there are graduates that are joining us by live stream from those different countries and different time zones around the world. So some of you are watching from home, perhaps with your family around you, maybe on that screen where you did so many hundreds of hours of OPIT study. You are every bit as present as those people that I can see in front of me. You did the same work, you earned the same degree, and this moment, this precious moment, is identical for all of us. So for those of you here in Malta, when your name is called, please make your way to the stage, and the professors who've joined you on that journey will be here to mark that moment. For those of you online, you'll be up on the screen so that we can see you. The technology works, of course it does. If I can ask Professor Profumo to join us on stage with Professor Alexei Dingli. Nothing could go wrong at this moment, could it? We're going to begin with the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. And those that are with us today, I'm going to call all of your names, and then everybody that's joining us on live stream. Alberto Kozarin, Alona Smatko, Andrea Sargiotto, Anna Maja Tomaszewska. Please join us. Fabio Sodussi, Federico Lanzafame, Francesco Bruno, Gianni Lawrence Martelli. One by one? I didn't note that one down. Okay. We'd have been done by 4 o'clock with my method. Alberto Casaran. Alona Smatko. Andrea Sargiotto. Anna Maria Tomaszewska. Fabrizio Dussi. Federico Lanzafame. Francesco Bruno. Gianni Lorenzo Martelli. Kim Justin Adorabili. Pietro Lauria. And for all of those that have completed the Bachelor's in Computer Science and are joining us remotely, hey everybody, congratulations. So Alessandro Ferluggia Ubaldini, Amanyabari Nyimenti Ngua Oluko, Arslan Malik, Wang Chun Man, Claire Summers Graham, Dennis Campagna, Fulvio Leonardi, Gael Nguetsa Litumbe, Georgi Blokin, Irina Sobetska Malnatska, Lorenzo Maiocci, Maya Rak, Marika Mella, Mario Zefiro, Matteo Bovenzi, Novaira Abbasi, Ryan Curtis Beckham, and completing the computer science bachelor's, Sam Little. Congratulations to all of them. If you continue to grow at this pace, we will need the piazza down here, or a bigger stage. We're now going to move to the Masters of Science in Digital Business and Innovation. Let's see, Lorenzo, if you can join me, please. And if I can call to the stage Jacopo Magnotta. And Jacopo completed his master's with his classmate Abednego Ugueca. Now for the Masters of Science in Applied Data Science and AI. And present with us, and if I can call to the stage, Antonis Kareolis. And Bhavesh Hamang Natwani. Christabel Camilleri. If you come back for your PhD, remember to sit at the back of the room. You get more applause as you walk up. Domenico Fabio Migliori. Giacomo Carboni. Jaroslav Petrac. Well done. Congratulations. Konrad Pabiancic. Luca Alfano. Luisa Piletti. Marin Radjanovic. Hey, well done. Mattia Zingaretti. Hey, that was a big step you took, huh? Yeah, well done. You sure about this? Yeah, yeah. Milos Rusinski. Congratulations. Niraj Kumar. Congratulations. Great suit. Radu Stefan Ionetti. Hey, well done. And Che Nga Lao. There are 35 graduates from the Masters of Science in Applied Data Science and AI joining us remotely. And I'll go through Adedapo Balogun, Amun George Hoffman, Anya Yaka Sanz de Arellano, Anthony Uche Ayanor, Antonio Amandolagine, Ayuath Moses Alfred, Ferdous Mia, Paolo Celso de Almeida Narciso, Celia Pallier, Chingiz Saidov, Dennis Patrick Kavanagh, Elia Marco Remondino, Emma Katrina Puro, Emmanuel Igwe, Farhan Azar, Francesca Fancioli, I want to know where you are. I'm really interested where you're joining us from. Gillian Alexander Fuchs, Isoken Laura Ayanor, Lucia Altasunar, Luigi Grasso, Maxim Lipivsky, Maria Lorena Calventi Solis, Mark Hayden, Maurizio Jose Ortiz Guyen, Karul Kabir Buyan, now you're really testing me, Mohammed Al-Dura Al-Samamarai, Nikolai Donchevsky, Paola Tirelli, Roberto Zanoli, Roman Sturzeis, Silvia Garavaglia, Tamas Darvas, that was page 2. I've only got 17 pages to go. What a great class. Temitope Fayosi. Tiffany Lynn van der Mal. Thomas Benny Mukato. Vitali Lind. And Yunus Adam Tabi. You're not going to open any more programs next year. Now we move on to the Master of Science in Responsible Artificial Intelligence. And joining us on the stage, I'm going to call out all the names to bring you to this corner, and then one by one as you come up. Asia, Daniel, Irene, Maria, Paolo, and Tarek. If you can all move forward. And we welcome first Asia Mantovani. Daniel Rossi. Irene De Nevi. Maria Brilacchi. Congratulations, well done. Paulo Enrique da Silva Mota. And Tarek Duaik. And joining us remotely, Fabio Tesarolo, Loic Motto, Love Elonge Ndiale, Ravi Shankar Nair, Samuel Vierny, and Charles Watson Ndeti Kibaki. We're now moving to the Masters of Science in Enterprise Cybersecurity, and if I can also invite to the stage Professor Tom Vadsar. Very good.
This guy is here now.
He's here. And if I can invite to the stage Andrea Deodatus and Gabriel, and we'll call you out each individually. Does that work? So, Andrea Di Pasquale. Deodatus Bosco Tibenda. Gabriel Adrian Huzau. I'm glad you could join us. And for those from the Masters in Science in Enterprise Cybersecurity that couldn't be with us, there was a code that they couldn't work out. So, no, they're logging in to join us. Ayomede Daniel Odukoya. Borhen Shahed. Charles Osagi Emutsi. Agostino Fabio Sauna. Faridul Alam. Jan Pouza. Yuk Hin Leung. Paolo Aldovini. Paul Brajon. Kashif Tahir Chauhan. Obiora Ifedrikuchwa Awogu. Sean Spaniol.
Thank you, everybody.
That is the OPIT class of 2026.
Yeah.
So take a good look at each other, because in 10 or 20 years, when you're running a company or leading a government department or teaching the next generation of talent, someone in this room is going to say, I was there the day that started. I've been to many graduation ceremonies and noticed at every single one, the moment the last name is called, lots of people reach for their phones to check whether those photos came out. Did they? Check your phones. Do you have good photographs of everyone on stage? I might have to sync with some of your phones. I was a little busy. We're going to take a 30-minute break. Now, OPIT is an institution with Italian roots, which means that the coffee will be good. You can tell that I'm British, right? Those things I notice. It's not an accident, it's a founding principle of OPIT. When we return at 4:30, we've done so well, we're actually a little ahead of schedule. We have something really special. It's the student voices, it's the Capstones. We'll be talking to the different alumni groups, which means we'll see you all back here soon. Drink good coffee, hug your families. Back here in 40 minutes.
Hello, hello.
Welcome back, everybody. We're done. You can all go home. We've celebrated you. We've photographed you. Some great photos up there. And now we want to hear from you. We will have presentations from each of the different programs and from the students. But before we do, I need your help. There's been a lot of advice on the stage. I usually don't give advice. But if there was one thing, it would be to own your mistakes. If you screw up, own it. I think in the world of AI, we're trying to shift that and we say, oh, the machine hallucinated. I don't think I hallucinated, but I did mess up. So we're celebrating everybody through the bachelor's and the master's programs. And I missed one person. Right now, Kyoma is the most important person in the room to me. Somebody asked me over coffee, are you tired from so much applause? And we haven't started. So, a woman student in the Masters in Enterprise and Cybersecurity, Kyoma Anastasia Orji. We're delighted to recognize all that you've achieved, Kyoma. Everything that you've experienced this afternoon, Professor Profumo's vision, Riccardo's founding conviction, the faculty who build the programs for real human beings. Now we're going to do something that those speeches can't do. It's the student presentations. It makes all of their work real, as you're about to discover. Just before we go there, a word about our hosts here in Malta. Isn't it beautiful? Malta, isn't it? It's extraordinary. And I hope I can come back. So if the bachelor students, if you can do a master's, if the master's students, you can do the PhD, then I hope I get invited back. But to hear about Malta, I'm delighted to welcome to the stage Kylie Kauchi, who is from Visit Malta. Kylie, come and join us.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Kylie, and today we'll speak about Malta and also where I work in about 4 minutes. Okay. So who are we? So we are two important pillars in the tourism industry. So where I work, it's called Malta Tourism Authority, also locally known as MTA, and also Visit Malta. So Malta Tourism Authority, we are an authority where we regulate all the tourism operations and also the services that you find here in Malta. And then for Visit Malta, it's basically our collection of marketing efforts to put Malta and the small islands that we have globally. So, like all companies, we all have our own strategic visions. And for us, one of our vision is to promote Malta, not just for the summer. So we are ready to welcome you 365 days. And we promise that we have events and also opportunities for you to come and visit Malta.
At first, we thought it was just one island, but there's magic in numbers.
And this place? Well, it's so much more.
We thought we knew these waters, but it's a museum down here.
And through these caves, you uncover some unbelievable views.
Just make sure you snap a shot from up there. A hop-on, hop-off boat tour hits different when the locals lead the way.
We thought we knew dining experiences, but this is something else. by night, you can soak up the sights of the beautiful city under the stars.
And by day, you can get a thrill in a whole other kind of way. Adventure is out there. You just gotta paddle to it. Before you can jump right in. And you know what they say. Friends who leap together, stay together. The best way to explore the islands? Well, take your pick. Need a timeout? Turns out, flow state isn't only found in yoga pants.
Go off the beaten track and you'll find wine tastes so much sweeter. And the stories last longer when you pick the grapes straight from the vine.
So cheers to sunsets from a beach club,
A rooftop pool,
a 12th century church.
or even a cliff top.
We thought we knew how to celebrate, not like this, come on! The best thing about it? When you think you've seen it all and done it all, there's always so much more.
So that's an idea what you can find in Malta. So the next part, if you want some information about Malta, you're here for the weekend. If you have you need any information or any events that you'd like to visit, you're free to scan the barcode. Also, the team also notified me that you have some materials in the coffee station. There are some brochures and maps that you are free to take with you. Thank you for listening, and I wish you all the best for your careers. Thank you.
When I get back home, my kids are going to say, so what's Malta like? And I can't say, well, I was inside all day. So now I can say that I went kayaking and I did yoga on the... Thank you very much, Kylie. In an island of 530,000 people, the thing that wasn't mentioned is that the Malta football team has qualified for the last 3 soccer World Cups. Is that true? No, that must be British humor. Something has changed in the room, not just my terrible humor. Compared to an hour ago, what has changed on this side of the room? You came in as students, and now? Okay, maybe we need to do the handshaking and the degree certificates all over again. You are graduates. You are alumni. You are members of OPIT's alumni community. And I welcome to the stage Asya Mantovani, who is the student representative from the master's program, talking about next steps.
Good evening, everyone. Today we celebrate an important achievement, but I think this degree means much more than simply finishing university. Behind every degree, there is a story that people do not always see. There were long days of work, followed by nights of studying, stressful exams, deadlines, sacrifice, and moments when we duped ourselves. And yet, today we are here. During this journey, we learn many things. We learn how to face challenges, work together despite the distance, and believing in ourselves a little more. Studying at OPIT made this experience special because I think we all came from different backgrounds, culture, and experiences. And despite this and the distance, we created something real together. Being the program representative allowed me to see not only people's achievement, but also the effort behind them. And I saw students helping and supporting each other. And I think this is one of the most beautiful things we will take from this experience. Today, I want to thank our professors, the university, Riccardo, Francesco, and our families, our friends, and especially my classmates, because this degree is not only about what we achieved, but also about everything we did not give up in order to be today, are. And I think that's the way we can all proudly say we made it. Thanks you, everyone.
What impresses me is that the class of 2026 knows everything about digital business, about enterprise security, about applied data science, but also about standing on a stage, speaking publicly with empathy and with judgment, with warmth. I think you guys, you have it all. You really have it all. And we talked about being part of an alumni community, and to share more on the page that I've lost. This was going to happen. I've probably still got the one that says Matt Simmons, but no. The name I was looking for is Stefania Tabi. Stefania is involved with alumni services and the years ahead, and she's joining us by video.
Good day, everyone, and congratulations to our newly graduates. I'm very glad to be participating in this very important occasion, even though virtually. Today is a celebration of everything that brought you here: the hard work, the persistence, the balancing of responsibilities, and the determination to keep learning, even though sometimes it wasn't easy. But today is not only about closing a chapter, because while you are graduating from OPIT, you are not leaving the community behind. In many ways, you are becoming an even more important part of it. Starting today, you join the OPIT alumni community, a global network of people who share not only an academic experience, but also a mindset, curiosity, experience, and the willingness to keep evolving in a world that never stands still. And we know that learning does not end with a degree, especially in technology. That is why, as alumni, we want to continue working alongside you in your journey. Whether it is helping you navigating the next step in your career, supporting you as you continue to build new skills, or creating opportunities to stay connected with peers, ideas, and industries, this community is here definitely to grow with you. At the same time, we hope you will help shape it, because the strongest communities are built not only on belonging, but mainly on contribution. We would love you to join alumni chapters in your countries, or where there is none, to help us build one. One way you can also contribute is by helping us to mentor other students professionally with all the experience that you've gained throughout your career journey. You can also help by opening doors, creating connections, and helping build bridges between OPIT and the organizations where you will make an impact. So today, we celebrate what you have accomplished, but we are equally excited for what comes next. Congratulations once again. Enjoy this moment, and welcome to the OPIT alumni community. See you soon.
Let's see that alumni community in action. And what we now have across each of 5 programs is graduates, I almost said students, who are going to share their capstone projects, that real work. My work is done. And I think among your community, this level of interconnectivity, once one of you has completed, I suggest you call up the next one. But that's not my role. You do that much better than I do. We're going to start with the bachelor's in computer science. And if I can invite up to the stage, Keen Justin Adorable. When you're done, you'll be inviting Jacopo.
Hi everyone, my name is Kim. I'm from Italy, and as a tradition in Italy, after we graduate, we used to wear a crown of bay leaves. So if that's okay for you, I'm gonna wear this crown of bay leaves. Do I look all right for mom? For the Facebook photos? Okay. Thanks again. My thesis work was done along with Professor Chakraborty, Professor of Applied Machine Learning and AI Architect at UniCredit, and Professor Claudio Delibovi, Professor of Machine Learning and ex-applied scientist at Amazon. It's titled Domain-Specific Vulnerability to Tool Poisoning Attacks in MCP-enabled service platforms. They are a lot of fancy words, but the main idea was to assess a very relevant problem in cybersecurity and AI, and it revolves around how AI uses data to satisfy user requests. As we know, AI agents, AI assistants are not answer generators anymore. They are not pure LLMs, they are AI agents, and they act. To act, they need to use tools descriptions, and along with your personal data in service platforms to satisfy your requests. It turns out that attackers can hide malicious instructions when these tools are executed and can steal personal data. The most important work from MCP Talks reveals that for major state-of-the-art models, we can have an attack success rate up to 72.8%, which is very, very high. My thesis question was to ask whether the domain of the service in which the AI agent operates affects how vulnerable the AI agent is, and if yes, how much so. Our hypothesis was backed by literature and was that riskier domains, LLMs behave differently and behave in a way that would protect user the most. For example, in requests that involve children. And so we expect these domains to be safer. After an experiment of about 600 test cases, we found out that we were completely wrong. And we were so happy about it, because we demonstrated that, in fact, the opposite was true. The domains in which we expect the LLM to be to refuse the most, when we apply AI agents, we have a higher attack success rate. As you can see from the table, the domains childcare and mental health have a higher refusal rate, which is good, which is safe. But when we apply it to tool poisoning attacks, we have a high attack success rate. The most important finding is that these AI agents, they try to follow instructions as much as possible to maintain the highest safety. So, yeah, the conclusion is that there is not actually a conclusion. There is a lot of work that needs to be done. And we can say that safety training is not enough. There is a gap between safety training and tool poisoning attacks, because these types of attacks are hidden, and they are a completely different attack vector. What we propose is a series of layered MCP defenses, such as metadata signing, that would allow defenses to operate independently of the model's alignment. Thanks again. Thanks Lorenzo, thanks Riccardo, Francesco, thanks OPIT, and thanks to my classmates. Thanks you all. I'm going to introduce to the stage Jacopo. Thanks.
Hi to all, good afternoon, and welcome to this short thesis presentation named Slow Tourism and Digital Innovation, Revitalizing Rural Areas and Visitors Through Interactive Maps and Online Platform. First of all, forgive my emotion, but it's the first time that I speak a lot of people like you. And also in this amazing place. So, about my work. Basically, is based in the combination between slow tourism and innovation, so revitalizing rural village thanks to the help of the new technology that embrace slow tourism activities. The main topic of this work is technology that helps make invisible village visible again. During this work, in the same time, I also start a collaboration with the municipality of Vacone, that is a small town located in Sabina region, Italy. And what I created for them is interactive map, so with geolocated trails and AI audio guides. I created QR codes that link directly to the old map section. We start also to share slow tourism activities also in platform like Get Your Guide or the promotion of the territory in platform like social media, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. And at the end, we created also the website, a touristic website named Visit Vacone, where we centralize all the slow tourism activities and digital content. At the end, this is the final result. I can't show you now all the project, but basically in the site we have different sections with all the slow tourism activity, and especially in one they sponsorize the project. You can scan the QR code that link directly to trails. About the trails, now I'll show you quickly the structure. Basically, I map all the most important points of any trails. Inside the point, you can find AI guides, short description of, for example, a quick overview of the trails, and so on. In this way, the tourist can know before to arrive something about the trails in question. What I did also at the end, I merged all the trails that I mapped to create the big digital map of Vacone with the same structure of all the trails. So I'm finished, and I want also to say thanks to Professor Derki to support me in this work, and to the whole OPIT community. And let me also introduce Luisa for the next capstone.
Hello, I'm Luisa Pelletti, and I'll be presenting my thesis that is named When There's No One to Talk to, prototyping Haven, an AI-based companion integrating clinical frameworks for suicide crisis support. My thesis was supervised by the amazing Professor Zorina. Thank you, Zorina. She guided me through this beautifully. And yeah, so let's start. Okay, so I started this research. I'm sure you've heard about it. There were many cases where people that were in emotional distress were talking to ChatGPT about committing suicide, ending their lives, and ChatGPT unfortunately ended up not just not offering the right support, but also influencing these people to go ahead and commit suicide. So overall, suicide remains a leading, super preventable cause of death worldwide. Most individuals, they do not disclose their suicide thoughts, not to family, not to friends, not to their own therapists, not to their own doctors. This is usually, it's multifactorial, but it's usually due to stigma, fear, or lack of access to support. Therapy is very expensive, it's very elitist. Most people don't have access to it. So lately, people have been turning to conversational AI during this emotional distress moments. Because of that, I think this is where we can use technology. This is a new issue, a major risk, people using AI for such conversations, but it's actually a great opportunity for us to be able to detect and maybe help prevent suicide. So with that in mind, my research objective was to prototype an AI conversational agent that can apply validated suicide risk assessments and micro-interventions and evaluate ethical safeguards that ensure safety, transparency, and user trust. So meet Haven, your digital safe space, my baby. Haven is a conversational chatbot. As you can see in the first, I'll walk you quickly through the user journey. As you can see in the first cell phone screenshots, this is an explanation. So what Haven is saying is, hi, I'm Haven. I'm an AI companion, not a human, not a therapist. I'm here to support. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to read it. But basically, it's being upfront about the fact that this is not a human, this is not a therapist, this is technology, and the purpose is not to offer therapy support. And then it's telling the user, we're going to do safety checks, so if I'm able to assess that you're in risk, I am going to connect you to a helpline. And then the user will accept that or not. You can see in the second screenshot, Haven is very, very nice, very friendly, and is able to, if the user is, for example, anxious, to offer micro-interventions that are validated by cognitive behavioral therapy. For example, there's an exercise that will tell the user, think of 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can smell, 3 things that you can feel, and so on, to bring the user back to reality. And then in the final screenshot, this is the purpose of Haven. If Haven assesses that the user is in risk of committing suicide, Haven will route the user to a suicide prevention helpline. So this is technology being used to connect humans, to guide humans into human connection. AI is not supposed to save people in emotional distress. AI is supposed to bring people together. Only humans are able to give such support. So I'm just gonna walk you through the logic behind it. So the system architecture is a 3-layer architecture. This is the detection layer is based on trigger phrases. These phrases were taken from the Columbia Suicide Severity Risk Scale, so also a validated framework. Based on what the user will say, Haven is going to evaluate these risks. So if it's something just more emotional distress, I can't take this anymore, Haven will be empathetic. However, when it comes to phrases such, I wish I could disappear, I don't want to exist anymore, this is very much of a red flag, then Haven will assess this as a medium to high risk of suicide, and we will start applying the Columbia Suicide Severity Rating Scale, and be very upfront, asking questions, very direct questions, that's what the scale is about, to try to assess how bad the situation is. If it understands that the user is in risk, it will then route to helpline, and just as I show you, a pop-up will show up with the number based on the country the user is located, for the user to call for help and be connected to a human. So the findings and conclusions, I got 28 psychologists, the best of being a psychologist, you know a lot of psychologists. So I got 28 psychologists to test Haven. It was rated very highly, actually, across usability, perceived emotional support, ethical transparency, and safety. So these results reflect that expert perception under simulated conditions. This was simulated, it was a questionnaire, it wasn't real users under stress. So this shows that this is feasible. This is a prototype, not a full system, but it's feasible, it's ethically plausible. It's one of the many ways that we can tackle suicide, and this is not a proof of clinical effectiveness, of course. So my final position is that AI can and should support suicide identification and prevention when constrained and properly bounded. AI must, as I said, complement human care, never replace it, and we should use it as a tool for human connection. Thank you. And next one, I hope I'm saying this correct, but Jacopo? Oh, it's you, okay. Paulo Henrique.
So, good afternoon. My name is Paulo. I'm going to move the conversation a little bit for e-commerce industry. I work in the Netherlands in a company, Coolblue company. It's a big e-commerce in Europe with stores also in Belgium and Germany. And if you go through the website, of course, you buy stuff online. You can see several products. An example, this beautiful washing machine. And the most important thing is the product description, because they build the trust with the customer. And companies like Coolblue is leverage AI generating this with large language models. But they have a really bottleneck with the evaluation process is between the speed and the quality, because nowadays is heavily dependent on human. It's like a specialist that needs to evaluate the product description before goes live, and also the leak of nothing having a reliable automatic evaluation, and this slowed down the operation inside the company. And as a solution in my thesis, I explore LLM as a judge. Is basically using large language models not to generate text, but to evaluate it. And we compare different metrics and using these across different models. And the scope of the research was, okay, let's get a subset of Dutch products, and I'm gonna run through these metrics. For the LLM metrics, I test around 16 different models, including Gemini, OpenAI, Mistral, Meta, and we have these more than 15,000 AI evaluations that I could use in my research to compare. And to address this problem, we cross-validation with the human notation. We have AI judge that evaluate the product description. Also in the company, the specialists do the same evaluation, and I come up with the agreement score. And with the agreement score, I could prove in the company what's the most reliable model to use for evaluation in scale. As a result, you can see in the bottom, in the really blue in the right, this is the LLM as a judge evaluation, and the orange is the human evaluation. They were really close, and the traditional metrics that in gray, that was not good, and we focus on the LLM as a judge. And including this metric, we also benchmark different models, and including all different providers, and the result was, For the Gemini models, we had a higher agreement score, which we recommend the company choose one of these two models in production, and then they can make a reliable pipeline to evaluate this description. And the Flash one is the best because in terms of costs, I don't want the company to do a lot of costs, and this was the final recommendation. And that was my thesis. Thank you very much. The next person is Gabriel.
Hello, everyone, faculty, family, and my fellow graduates. Every year, the world's most sophisticated attackers, nation-states, intelligence services, criminal syndicates, reach into the arteries of our civilization, the power grids, the pipelines, the hospitals, and they do it quietly, invisibly, because the organizations defending those systems still work as analysts did in another century, reading reports by hand, day after the damage is done. Nations understood long ago that in conflict, often it is not the strongest who prevails. It is the one who sees first, decides fastest, and acts before the adversary expects it. They call it intelligence superiority. Enterprises, holding 90% of the world's critical digital assets, have never really had it. My thesis asks whether they can. The answer I propose is the AI-integrated cyber deterrence framework. 4 stages, 1 engine, taking you at machine speed from raw signals to boardroom decisions. Gather the signals, let the machine find the pattern, turn the threat into a number on the board, then put the guidance into the hand of those who must decide before it is too late. Strip it to its core, and 3 demands remain. See it in hours, not in months. Name it, know who, not just what. Price it in real dollars, not in guesswork. 3 events make the point. The SolarWinds case, where for 9 months the attackers lay dormant, undetected, a breach so patient it rewrote what we believed possible. The Colonial Pipeline incident, where a single afternoon's encryption has emptied fuel pumps along the coastline of US. And Project Maven, where the same technique at genuine speed applied has turned suspicion into proof in minutes, and a threat into a deterrence. The lesson is not subtle. Where attribution is slow, deterrence is fiction. Where it is fast, deterrence is real. And it gives me one proposition on which this work stands. In cyberspace, deterrence credibility rises or falls on machine-timed intelligence. I want to close on a thank you towards my family, my fiancée, my supervisor and mentor, Tom, to everyone at OPIT who carried me to this point. Thank you very much.
Families, fiancés, parents, children, cousins. We can't do this alone. I think just those presentations give a sense of the breadth, the smart application of technology. We thought about the planet, building a website for awareness for a region. We think about human life or death, literally, ethical safeguards that technology raises. the practical applications, the efficiencies within an organization, or tackling some of the world's biggest challenges around cybersecurity and defense. And all of it, if you remember to the first presentation, where we said we were so happy about being wrong. We had a thesis and we proved something else. We're all forever students, and if you take that humility, that investigation with you, you're going to make the world a better place. You've made my afternoon a much better place. I'm done, apart from a few final photograph instructions when we want you throwing those mortarboards high in the air. That is going to take place by the stairs. It's a natural movie setting, but I'd like to close at the beginning and where the OPIT story begins, and invite back to the stage Professor Profumo for closing words, if you will join me.
Stay with me. You cannot be. You know, the people, they talk, they do a lot, and then they go. Oh, this is not the right way to do. Yeah, for this age, we need to change. First of all, thank you so much for what you did for us. You know, university academia is sometimes very serious, too much. Sometimes we say, oh, okay, it could be good to be more open mind, to talk more, and what we tried to do today was to combine expertise from one side, people that are able to manage a growing university like we have, some great man that is a great communicator, I think. I just met him yesterday. You know, the starting was not very good. We tried to talk before. I was not able to connect. Yesterday night, he said, okay, before dinner, we can have some talk. It was late, and then this morning was good. But we had, since the beginning, the right feeling. Yeah. Oh, I'm serious now. Today was a great day in the sense that, first of all, we have to say that it was a great day because we had great students. Because this is what we need to say first. But in order to get great students, we needed to have great parents, yeah, fiancé. For sure, from a university point of view, a great man like him, yeah? Yeah, but the university, I'm serious now, it's a community where there are different roles. The students, they have to be good students, but the professor, they have to be good professor in the sense that the guideline for the student is coming from the professor, then it's necessary. But we need also to have a good management because, you know, sometimes the schools are too old in the mind. I was thinking a few days ago, after COVID, everything changed, yeah. And changed the way to look for the life, to look at the work, to look at how to use our time. If you talk with someone that is looking for a job today, the first question is not what is the salary, but how may I manage my time? You know, it's much better now. There is a much more mature than it was when I was a young engineer and I was looking for. Then we needed to make applause for young people because they had a hard time, but they grow up in a very good way. Thank you, thank you. And for sure, thank you for what they did. But now they are on the front end. They got a degree, they got good results, but in the meantime, they needed to start to work. Most of them, they already do, and this is a good point. But for others, they've been full-time students, they're looking for now for a job. And we know that it's not very easy today, it's difficult, but if you have a good background, and it has not to be only technical background, we needed to have something more round, because life is not easy, and we needed to have people that they have a technical background, but they have also humanity. And this is very, very important. And we have to do more and more in this direction. We know that the general situation is not good right now. We can see wars all around the world, strange people all around the world. Then we needed to have really a new generation that is able to lead this world in a direction of peaceful, first of all, but and also we try to reduce the differences. In some places we have a very rich people and we have a lot of very poor people, and we needed to have really something different. And in order to get this type of life, we needed to have good students first and good graduate later. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.